New Era in Recreation and Fitness Center will be today's witness of this doubleheader Saturday. We are nearing the end of the season, which means the top teams are about to be recognized. Sun One looks to remain on top of the North Division, but they will be up against the Novaliches playmakers who eyes to continuously show growth and development in each game. This is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, and this is our schedule for today. 2 games, Game 1 of the South Division semifinals between Sun One and Novaliches coming up next. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cholo Pangilinan, covering alongside Kyle Sanchez and Nicole Lim on the sidelines. And Kyle, the Sun One Knights, safe to say, are the Goliaths of the North Division, but we cannot discredit how the Novaliches playmakers, how good they have been playing. And that just proves how good their team could be, if not for the absences of their players each game.
That's right, Cho. Two very different stories for both of these teams. The Sun One Knights have been on a tear in this 21 and under division, habang itong Novaliches naman, as you said, they've been learning, growing, adapting as the season went on. They started off slow, but they made their way here sa ating semifinals. So it's going to be a tale of 2 different teams, but I'm excited for what's to come.
And again, the Sun One Knights have not lost at all this season, sweeping the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith in their last round. Samantalang Novaliches naman close to getting eliminated, pero nagawa naman ng paraan against the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. Again, that's the reason why we cannot discredit how good the playmakers could play, no pun intended. But after that, let's talk about the last time both of the teams met in the South Division elimination round, well, where unfortunately for Novaliches, they were beaten big time by the Sun One Knights. The Batang Sun One Knights, 75-49.
Yes, that was last year, no? December 8th is at sa Tanduay Gymnasium, and the Sun One Knights just lorded it over in all statistical categories over the Novaliches playmakers. It was a 75-49 blowout, and they shot well from the field, and also on defense, they had 8 steals, and they also out-rebounded itong Novaliches, just completely dominating them. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see if nakapag-adjust ba ang Novaliches, being a new year. Will they have a fresh start, and pwede rin sila manggulat against the Sun One Knights here today.
And I think from that game and from all the games of Sun One, I think it's safe to say for Novaliches, they only have to stop one guy. That's going to be Joe Golapa.
Oh, that's right. Joe Golapa had a monster game last time. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And limited minutes pa yan, kasi blowout. So he didn't really play extended minutes, but we all know what this guy is capable of. And on the other side naman, Novaliches was missing the services of Victor Nuarin. No? We have yet to see if he will be playing here today, as our courtside reporter has mentioned that hindi pa siya dumadating dito sa venue, so we'll have to watch out for him. But the person who played well in that previous loss no, ng December 8 was Axel Rose Javier para sa Novaliches. He had a double-double of 17 points, 12 rebounds to go along with 1 steal and 1 block.
And you know, that's what the Novaliches playmakers are all about. You know, the names such as Axel Rosavier, not the noisiest, not the biggest name in the collegiate Philippine basketball scene. But again, that's what their season has been all about, growth and experience each game. And with that, we'll conclude our pregame. We'll turn it over to our venue announcer, Denzel Santiago, for the start of the starting 5.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to New Era Recreation and Fitness Center here in Quezon City as we bring you the playoffs of your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League inaugural season. It's the game one of the best of three division semifinals featuring the Batang San Juan Knights versus the Novaliches Playmakers. We are live on our official Facebook page and the YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, let us meet the starters. First from the Batang San Juan Knights. Guard number 6, Jericho Halalon. Also guard number 29, Zairo Smina. At forward, number 7, Mark Anagbogu. Also forward, number 19, EJ Sapasop. Playing center, number 63, Joe Gulapa. Head coach, Drake Santos, assisted by J.R. Carlos. Team manager, Jun Usman. Team owner, Senator Jingoy Estrada. And now, let us meet the starters from your Novaliches Playmakers. Guard number 3, Andre Gednog. Also guard number 7, Axel Rosavier. At forward number 30, Axel Montes Claros. Also forward number 14, RJ Geronimo. Playing center number 8, Daniel Aurora. Head coach JG Ansalan. Assisted by Rico Velasco, John Lloyd Mislang. Team manager, Gov Eric Salazar. Team owner, Gong PM Vargas. Our games officials for today's match, Chip Nino Parcenas. Umpire 1, Raymond Madera. Umpire 2, Noy Guevara. Junior MPBL D-League Executive Director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL D-League Commissioner, Mr. Kate Picasso. Once again, this is the playoffs of your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
In our door-right ball ng Pinoy, starting 5 for Novaliches, it's Hedang, Javier, Montes Claros, Geronimo, and Aurora. Starting for them, and for San Juan, it's going to be Halalon, Mina, Anagbogu, Sapasap, and Gulapa. So obviously for San Juan, they're going to bring out the big guns to start the game. Obviously, there's Joe Gulapa again, which Kyle said, by the way, had a monster game last time. And of course, we have the likes of Jericho Halalon, and of course, Zairus Mina. Other notable names in our collegiate basketball scene. Just like that, the Batang San Juan is not wasting time, getting first blood within, I believe, the 10 seconds of the first period.
Wasting no time, no? Itong Batang San Juan Knights always clicking and firing on all cylinders from almost all the games that we've covered from them this season.
Meanwhile, that's going to be a miss from Geronimo. They get it back, and quick to counter. And you have to credit Aurora. Again, not the biggest of guys, pero kita naman natin, he was able to out-rebound at least that time.
He really knows how to use his body, no? That's his advantage. Not the tallest big man, as you mentioned, but a wider body compared to some of the front court players from other teams. So that can really be his advantage pag alam niya gamitin yung katawan niya without fouling.
Well, the Novaliches Playmakers are 5th in rebounds per game as a team this season with almost 40. So again, if you're the San Juan Knights, you do have the bigger players, pero you have to pay attention to those kinds of details.
Yes, and that's right, Joe. That's also one of the keys for Novaliches if they want to have any chance of making an upset here contra sa Batang San Juan. They have to be the scrappier team. They were out-rebounded by 16 in their last matchup, no? 50-34. So they really have to fight for every possession.
Well, I said Novaliches was 5th in rebounds per game. San Juan is 1st with almost 47 a game. So that's what, a 7 rebound disparity. Meanwhile, 3-point shot won't fall for Sapasap. And this time it's Javier attacking. Javier finding an open gap. And Axel Rose Javier not wasting time, trying to get warmed up. Obviously, he's going to be one of the guys that his team will try to depend on, as we'll take another look at this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
Oh yes, he did almost score a third of their output nung last matchup nila against the Batang San Juan Knights no, nung December 8th. He had 17 points and 12 rebounds, so not an easy thing to do, especially for a guard to have a double-double with double-digit rebounds. No? So try niya sanang i-duplicate yung ganong numbers or maybe dagdagan pa niya. Of course, he needs help from the rest of his teammates.
And again, that's the question we're trying to answer. Will his teammates be able to provide enough help? But let's see, Montes Claros able to get a steal, Hedang. And that's good for him. That's going to be 4 points in a row for the Novaliches playmakers.
Well, the Novaliches playmakers did have 5 steals kontra sa Batang San Juan in their last matchup. So if they can get out on the break and get easy baskets, that'll make life easier for them.
Meanwhile, Javier missed. Montes Claros fades away. 6 points in a row for the playmakers.
Novaliches couldn't ask for a better start right now. You really have to start strong, as you know that the Batang San Juan Knights will go on a run of their own later on. So buti na yung maunahan mo na sila.
And indeed, okay na nga na maunahan mo sila because obviously they're gonna go to Joe Golapa every time, at least as much as they can.
That's right. That basket was too easy. No, you can't let Joe get that deep in the paint.
Javier, risky pass, goes to Montes Claros. Another pull-up, that won't work for him. Halalon with the board. In transition, Jericho kicks it out. Zairus Mina at the corner. They step on the brakes, Sapasap attacks, tough shot. And he'll get fouled on his way to the iron. 2 freebies will go to EJ.
And that's also the other dangerous thing about this San Juan team. They moved that ball very well. They had 25 assists in that last matchup against the Novaliches playmakers. So it's not just one player who does the damage. No? Almost everyone na ginagamit dito sa Batang San Juan Knights are contributing dito para sa kanila all throughout the season. So you really have to be aware of how that ball is being moved around. Dapat doble, triple, even quadruple the effort on defense. Really have to close out on their shooters and really just simply move your feet. Nasa effort na lang yan.
One of the many reasons why the Batang San Juan Knights remain undefeated the whole season so far. But let's see again if there's a Goliath in the North Division. It's possible that there's a David. Perhaps it's a Novaliches playmakers. This time it's Montes Claros surveying the court, nowhere to go. He'll get called for a travel.
Simply a miscue there for Montes Claros. Can't blame him. He's been playing well to start this game. Sometimes you have to let go of that ball a little earlier. No? Pag naipit ka too deep in the paint and the defense collapses on you, sometimes it might be a little harder to release those passes.
Halalon trying to set up a play. Sa pass-up inside to Golapa. That's going to be a foul on the floor called on Jeronimo. Again, what can you do against someone like Joe Golapa?
Well, you have to do the early work, as our coaches would say, no? Na pagtawid pa lang ng 3-point line, you really have to try to put a body on Joe. Maybe even at the half court pa lang, kahit hindi siya tumitira sa labas. You have to really make him work para pagtanggap niya ng bola, medyo may konting pagod na siya from all that bumping. No? Kesa yung naglalakad lang siya in the paint and then sasaluhin niya na yung bola, it's gonna be too easy for him.
That's going to be the challenge for the playmakers. Meanwhile, 3-point shot is good. That is Victor Nuwarin from downtown.
Oh, there we go. Victor Nuwarin. The question we posed earlier, if he will be able to play here today, he was missing in that last matchup, no, against the Batang San Juan Knights. And medyo late siya dumating dito sa venue, as reported by our courtside reporter Nicole. But glad to see that he's already contributed for his team.
Better late than never, says Victor Nuwarin. Meanwhile, sa pass-up will miss. Montes Claros in transition. Inside again. Another bucket for Novaliches.
The transition game of Novaliches working wonders here in the first quarter. Talagang china-challenge nila yung transition defense ng Batang San Juan Knights, and it's led to some easy baskets for them.
Halalon the pick from Sapasap. He attacks. Tough shot. Great defense from Javier. Anagbogo gets it back. Nowhere to go. Sends it inside. Gulapa sends it out again. Halalon will try from deep. Kaboom!
Great patience there for the Batang San Juan Knights. No? Ganda ng depensa nung Novaliches in that possession, but just a little opening kinailangan ni Halalon to drain that three-pointer.
And so far, we've passed our 5-minute mark. Nuwarin at the left side. Up against Halalon. Sends it inside. That was intended for Nambi. but he's unable to catch it. The Batang San Juan Knights with another possession.
If Nuarin would have waited maybe a half second more, no? Medyo naipit si who was that? I think that was Nambi upon giving that screen. Di agad siya naka-roll dahil naipit din si Alalon sa screen niya. So you have to be more patient if you're Nuarin.
Sa pass up at the right side. Eligado asking for it. Eligado lost it. Great defense coming from Jeronimo. But it will stay with the Batang San Juan Knights. Another look at that Jericho Halaron three-point bomb. The first for San Juan in this game. Meanwhile, San Juan circulating the ball on offense. Sa pass up. Not that time. But there's going to be a whistle. Foul, I believe, called on San Juan. So Novaliches will have another chance. An official's timeout will be called as our scoreboard seems to be having some technical difficulties. Nevertheless, I believe the score is 13-9. A 4-point lead for the Playmakers.
And it's been a complete effort for the Novaliches Playmakers. No? Balanced scoring. Tig to 2 points sila aside from Javier who has 3 right now. And what better way to start this ball game off than to have most of your starting 5 contribute already. That'll put you guys in an offensive rhythm. And pag pumapasok yung mga tira nyo, sometimes mas gaganahan ka rin talaga dumipensa. And that early preparation, the players have been warming up for the past hour or so since we got here sa ating venue dito sa New Era in Quezon City. And that preparation is working well so far. Of course, as the game goes on, there's going to be a lot of adjustments made by both coaches. So Novaliches has to be prepared because the Batang San Juan Knights, as we all know, as they are undefeated dito sa ating 21 and under division, they will bounce back stronger in the coming quarters. So for Novaliches, kailangan talaga they also have to match the energy that San Juan will be coming with here today. For the San Juan Knights, of course, if you're the top team, the danger is always going to be complacency. You don't want to relax too much, knowing that tinambakan nila itong Novaliches in that last matchup. You still want to bring your A game every time, especially in the playoffs. You don't want to lose kung kailan playoffs pa, no? Especially yung Novaliches has been playing well in their last few games. They have been peaking at the right time, and for the San Juan Knights, they have to be careful and hindi sila pwedeng gulatin dito ng Novaliches. That's what they have to try and avoid. And our scoreboard still being fixed by our technical team, giving the coaches and the players to huddle and parang libreng timeout for them to be able to make some adjustments before we end this first quarter.
And with that, we'll be taking a short break. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature's Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature's Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature's Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Back to the action here. Official time a while ago was 4 minutes 20 seconds. Meanwhile, the Novaliches playmakers not wasting any time. That's John Nambi scoring from deep. Meanwhile, another steal. Axel Rosavier in transition gets fouled by Jamir Ligado. And so far, the Novaliches playmakers playing very well actually against the Batang San Juanites.
That's right, no? Axel Rose Javier, itong si Nuarin, and the rest of their starting five, no? Sila Nambi, who just hit a shot earlier, they've been playing well, to put it simply, here in the first quarter.
Javier has the ball in his hands to the left side. Montes Claros, not that time. Great defense coming from Halalon. Meanwhile, the same guy, Jericho, drops it inside. Mina, another drop pass. Sa pass up, not that time. Golapa cleans up his teammates' mess.
Once again, cleaning up the boards. Don't Joe Golapa really had to put a body on him. There were 3 blue shirts around him, but they couldn't do anything.
Axel Rosavier from deep drills that 3-pointer and makes it a 7-point lead now for the playmakers. Halalon drops it to Iligado. To the left side. Mina for 3. Won't fall. Rebound Montes Claros. Axel Rosavier. The ball with him. Putting on the moves. Javier lost it. Sends it outside. Nambi. Another send out. Noarin has it at the right side. Noarin, the pick from Geronimo. Noarin, the scoop. Not that time. Iligado with the rebound. In transition, Mina, sidestep, drops it. Halalon completes the play for San Juan.
As Batang San Juanites giving Novaliches a taste of their own medicine, going out on the break. The blue shirts have to sprint back on defense.
Meanwhile, make it a 5-point lead for Novaliches. The fadeaway, not that time for Montes Claros. Aurora got it back, but there's going to be a foul on Novaliches. With the same guy, actually, Daniel Aurora getting called. As we'll take another look on that drop pass, Mina to Halalon.
Ay, sayang yun, no? As Aurora already had the inside position on Gulapa. Medyo in-extend lang niya yung elbow niya, and during that box out, no? Sayang, he didn't need to do that as he already had inside position. And not an easy thing to do in the first place when you're boxing out against Gulapa, who sits on the bench.
Over 2 minutes remaining in Chapter 1. Sa pass up the fake. Attacks right. To the other side, Halalon. Back to sa pass up. They try to set it to the corner, but Nuwarin swipes that passing lane.
Well, the presence of Nuwarin really changes things here for the Novaliches playmakers. Yung presence niya, no? The energy he brings was really missing in their last matchup.
Coach Drake Santos will call a Nature Spring timeout as they're trailing only by 5 points when under 2 minutes remaining. And so far, again, both teams have been playing well, but will this be sustainable? Talking about Novaliches, we'll find out soon after this break.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here, under 2 minutes remaining. Again, a 5-point gap. San Juan with a deficit. Halalon, stolen right here, but counter steal by Macaranas. Sends it out, sa pass up for 3. That's too much. Halalon gets it back, but he was too late to put the shot up.
The defense of Novaliches much improved. Not easy to force a 24-second violation against the Batang San Juan Knights.
Celis bringing down the basketball. The pick from Nambi. Nuwarin to the corner, Javier. Inside Nambi, outside again. Nuwarin the fake. Nuwarin with the moves. Nuwarin, tough shot. Not that time. Out of bounds. Possession will go to San Juan.
Nothing really happening there in that last offensive possession for the Novaliches playmakers. Nuarin, as talented as he may be, that's not the best shot that you can take. No, really a 4-shot over 2 defenders. I'd expect better ball and player movement in the following possessions. No?
Mark Anagbogo checks in. San Juan with the possession. JD Guarino to the right side. Anagbogo this time, he attacks. And he stops. Nowhere to go. They swing it around the arc again. Guarino back to Anagbogo. He'll try from deep. That is short. Javier with the rebound. Not wasting any time, he attacks. He loses it. But possession will stay with Novaliches. It's still a 5-point lead for the playmakers. And they'll have possession. Almost a steal. They save it. Javier, the pull-up. No good over Anagbogo. They get it back. And that is Jetty Dever introducing himself to the game.
Now that Gulapa is out of the game on the bench right now, the front court of the Batang San Juan Knights got just a little bit shorter. And for someone like Dever, he really has to establish his presence in the paint.
Meanwhile, that is Mark Anagbogo hitting it from downtown. Much-needed bucket for the Batang San Juan Knights. Not that time. 1 second remaining. And he wasn't aware of the time, talking about Louis Datario. Nevertheless, that'll be the end of our first chapter. It's going to be 22-16, a 4-point lead for the Novaliches playmakers. Not that big, but if you're Novaliches, you'll be happy to have that kind of lead against the Batang San Juan Knights. Hopefully, they'll build around it for the upcoming quarters. But that's it for now. We'll be back for more action. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Before this game started, Coach Drake Santos of Batang San Juan Knights mentioned that this game is very special for them dahil nga nasa semifinals na sila. This is a fresh start and a fresh character to look forward to. Dagdag pa ni Coach, ang payo niya sa mga ito ay kahit sila ang nangunguna sa North Division, they must play and execute the game with no pressure. Cholo and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Nicole, for that report. And indeed, even though the Novaliches playmakers have been playing for the first few minutes of the game, of obviously the Batang San Juan Knights, they're number one for a reason. They're gonna stay composed.
And that's a good mindset to have. You're only as good as your last game. At kahit 8-0 ka pa, syempre ayaw mong matalo kung kailan playoffs na. And for the Batang San Juan Knights, they really have to play their best every game, kahit ano pang record nila. Kasi konting mistake lang. And here in the playoffs, that could cost you.
Meanwhile, Datario was able to score 2 for the Batang San Juan Knights. Novaliches a chance to respond. Nowarin sends it out. Nambi for 3. No good. Rebound by Datario. Anagbogo attacks against Javier. Great defense from Javier. But that's going to be a foul. Also, it's going to be a call on Anagbogo. So turns out great defensive effort from Axel Rosavier.
That was double black eye para kay Anagbogo. No? Naagawan ka na, ikaw pa yung natawagan ng foul. And great defensive awareness from Javier. He knew exactly what Anagbogo was trying to do in that play.
Celis to the left side, Nuarin. To the right side, and Axel Rosavier unable to catch that.
This is something that you would like to try to limit, no, for Novaliches, yung turnovers mo. You can't have too many mistakes against this Batang San Juan Knights team. They're only down by 2 here.
Datario to the middle. Guarino for 3. In and out. Rebound Dever.
And there we go. That was what we were talking about earlier. Dever needs to try and get every rebound possible as Gulapa is still on the bench.
Datario sends it to Iligado. Jamir Iligado, workhorse inside. And that's what he can do. Jamir Iligado and one play.
It's hard to stop him once you get ahead of steam, no? As we see this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted play. Eligado moving like a guard in that last transition basket. Taking it reverse on the right side of the rim.
And that's one more threat inside that Batang Sunwon has. Free throw violation called on him, but nevertheless, that's going to be a game-tying bucket for Jamir Eligado. First 2 points of the game for him. Meanwhile, Nuarin. This time, it's back to him. Sends it to the other side. Miscommunication that time. Dever didn't know if it was for him or for Javier.
It's back-to-back turnovers now for the playmakers. And a bit unforced, if you ask me, no? And that previous pass was just too high. This time, just off the mark para kay Dever. And right now, the Sunwon Knights are in position to take the lead.
Eligado, not that time. And Raimundo gets it. Raimundo replaced Victor Nuarin. And this time, Celis inside. Dever puts one up. That's good. 2 points. For Novaliches, 4 points in total for Jetty Dever. The Batang Sunwon Knights trying to create a play. Datario thought about the three. He'll attack baseline. And he'll get fouled on his way to the iron. Possession will stay with them. And the Batang Sunwon Knights first in field goal percentage as a team. Close to 51%. That's impressive. Datario inside. Macaranas, the fake, will lose it. In transition, Celis and company. Nowhere to go. Javier this time. Couple of moves against Macaranas. Outside against Celis. He attacks right, the pick from Dever. And he gets fouled. So shot clock resets to 14 for them.
That was a bailout foul, no? Could have almost been another turnover for the playmakers. So they need to adjust their offense right now. Medyo na-check sila ng Batang Sunwon.
Meanwhile, Celis at the left side again. Dever provides the pick. Back to Jetty. Dever for three. Won't fall. Out of bounds. Possession will stay with Novaliches.
Yeah, I don't see Dever taking a lot of threes, but if he's open, I like that he has the confidence and no hesitation to take that jumper.
Raimundo has it. Inside again. Jetty Dever puts one up. And wait a minute. That's going to be a turnover for Novaliches. That's called on Raimundo.
Oh, no. As soon as he got that ball on the sideline, no, he already stepped on the sideline. And medyo mahina lang yung whistle. That's why they kept on playing.
Meanwhile, Anagbogo for three. He won't hit it.
And still hasn't been able to hit a three-pointer here today. Anagbogo, if you're Novaliches, you would live with him taking that shot.
Under 6 minutes remaining. Only a 2-point lead for the Batang Sunwon Knights. Javier to Dever for three. Not that time again. Could have been big for Jetty.
And that was a foul on Macaranas. Didn't have the inside position and he was left with no choice.
Another look on that sequence.
Oh, huli. Pero di kulong Macaranas that time with a push on Nambi.
So three-man substitution for the Knights. And Joe Gulapa back in the game. Should be an entertaining one. It's going to be a Dever-Gulapa battle inside. Meanwhile, turnover for Novaliches. Guarino with the reverse.
Not an easy shot for Guarino, but he found a way. Kahit medyo malalim-lalim siya on that basket, still twisting his body for that undergoal stab.
Meanwhile, Celis attack. Celis puts one up. Not that time over Gulapa. Gulapa forward dish. Zairos Mina thought about the three. He'll attack. He'll drop it. Eligado nowhere to go. Will reset the offense. Guarino, nowhere to go as well, will put one up and will find a way inside.
Well, almost everyone on the San Juan Knights has played except for Valentin and I believe that's Ronquillo. We're still on the bench.
Meanwhile, EJ Sapasa brings it down. He was the one who scored a while ago. He'll send it out. Mina for three. Still not hitting for Zyros Mina. In transition, Celis. Or that's Javier, I'm sorry. Basket and one. That's going to be Axel Rose Javier again. His 7th point of the game. And a chance to make it 8 for this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
Well on his way to duplicate the numbers that he had last game. Axel Rose Javier just simply not to be denied. And as I mentioned earlier, you really have to fight, scrap, and claw your way in every possession here in this game if you were the Novaliches playmakers. Really overmatched if you look at the numbers kontra dito sa Batang San Juan Knights. But right now, they're in a good position as they are tied at 24 apiece.
That's going to be another foul called on the playmakers. So ball will go to San Juan as the playmakers only have one more foul to give after this one. And for San Juan, no more fouls to give for them. 24 all. We have a deadlock. Sapasa at the right side up against Raimundo. The pick provided by Gulapa. Sends it to the right side. Inside, Eligado tried to muscle his way inside. No choice but the foul for Novaliches.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. Eligado against Aurora. Two undersized but wide-bodied bigs for Novaliches and San Juan respectively.
And for the meantime, we'll turn it over to Nicole Lim for a report.
Para naman sa kapunan ng Novaliches playmakers, key player Axel Javier share his thought that this game would be a big challenge for them dahil halos puro big man ang kanilang makakatapat at halos hindi sila nakukumpleto sa kanilang team practice. But aside from that, Axel is confident dahil kahit daw walang team practice ay patuloy siyang nag-e-ensayo para sa paghahanda sa kanilang unang laro for semifinals. Sholo and Kyle?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nicole, for that report. And indeed, we've said it ever since the first period before the game, actually, that it's going to be a big challenge for Novaliches. But so far, so good for them.
That's right. Well, for any team for that matter here in the 21 and under division, if you're going up against the Batang San Juan Knights, it's going to be an uphill climb. But I like the mindset ni Axel Rose Javier that even though for some reason hindi sila nakakapag-practice as consistently as they would like, he's still doing his individual skill work to try and prepare for these games as Gulapa was fouled in that last play. And just to get back on what I was saying, you really have to have a no excuse mentality when you're playing in these types of leagues. For one reason or another, there are external factors that sometimes prevent these teams from being complete sa mga practices nila. If some players have other commitments sa mga schools nila or sa academics nila, that's understandable. But that's not a reason for you to not prepare. You all have 24 hours in a day. Nasa sayo na lang yan kung paano mo sasagilin and gagamitin or rather maximize the time that's been given to you.
But that's the thing, even though the Novaliches playmakers haven't been totally complete, at least for most of their games, they have been winning decently enough to reach this round, the semifinals of the South Division. So again, that's impressive.
That's right. They are peaking at the right time. And who'd have thought, maybe sila lang talaga yung naniwala na abot sila dito sa semifinals as they weren't playing the best when this league started. But look at them now up against the league leader.
Eligado inside to Gulapa. 2 more points for Joe.
Once again, just way too deep in the paint for Joe Gulapa and not a single body near him that could challenge his shot.
Slowly but surely, the Batang San Juan Knights creating a big insurance for themselves. So far, it's a 7-point lead for them.
And this was that last play. Great unselfishness display there by Eligado. Could have taken that shot, medyo malapit-lapit na siya. But he saw his towering teammate, Joe Gulapa. No one near him. And all Joe had to do was put that ball in the basket as Lance Ronquillo, seeing his first minutes of the game. So right now, it's only Kendall Valentin who has yet to see some action here for the Batang San Juan Knights. coaching staff really. Talagang dinideplete nila yung bench nila, giving everyone an opportunity to shine.
Free throw on its way for Harvey Raimundo of the EAC Generals. That's good. And make it 2 out of 2 for him. Lead is cut down to 5. Halalon at the right side. Ronquillo attacking. Sends it inside. Mina butterfingers on that sequence. And another chance for Novaliches.
That would have been a good play. Ronquillo attacking the basket, drawing the defense, and good timing on that cut for Mina. Just not able to get a handle on that ball.
Nuarin this time. Raimundo. Inside. Salvacion back to Raimundo. He'll try a 3. Won't fall. Rebound by Sapasap. In transition, still with him. He attacks. He glides for 2 points.
Medyo nagiging stagnant dito yung offense ng Novaliches compared to that first quarter where they were shooting very well. The defense of San Juan has made some adjustments. They are in a 2-3 zone right now, and Novaliches not able to get those same looks.
Meanwhile, Jetty Dever from deep.
And just as I say that, it's good to see, at least for their sake, no, that Dever finally hits a 3.
And that's 7 points in total for Jetty Dever. But unfortunately, for Novaliches, Joe Gulapak is quick to answer back with 2 points, which makes it a 6-point lead. Nature Spring timeout called by Coach KG Antalan. As so far again, Novaliches have been playing so good, but better are the San Juanites. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here. 6-point lead for the Playmakers. Over a minute remaining in our second chapter. Salvacion puts one up, overcooks it, rebound by Ronquillo. This time it's Sapasap attacking in transition. Not that time, he'll get fouled. That's gonna be 2 freebies coming up for EJ.
Sapasap is talented, especially in the open floor. Really uses those long strides, and the way he maneuvers his body, he's able to find ways to get that shot off regardless of how many defenders are around him.
So far, 8 points for EJ Sapasap. First freebie is no good. As we have over a minute remaining in Chapter 2, so far again, Novaliches putting up a fight against the undefeated Goliaths, the San Juanites.
That'll be 2 more free throws for Sapasap. No? That first attempt did not count, according to our officials. So, napaganda pa.
So this time, his first free throw is good. His second first free throw. And he goes 1 out of 2. Salvacion trying to hustle for the basketball, and that successful possession will go to the Playmakers.
Nuarin back in this ball game, and he played well and shot well in that first quarter. He needs to find or rediscover that same touch here before we end the second.
Meanwhile, Dever no good from downtown. Mina surveying the court. High pass inside. That was too much for Gulapa. Nuarin and company. Raimundo almost lost it. Retrieves it back and scores 2 points.
A good recognition there, seeing that Ronquillo was the lone white shirt running back on defense for the Batang San Juan Knights. It would be difficult for an undersized guard to challenge a shot in the paint, and good recognition there for Novaliches.
It's back to a 5-point lead, and Joe Gulapa turning the ball over on forced error for the Batang San Juan Knights. Another look at that Harvey Raimundo 2-point shot. Meanwhile, 13 seconds remaining, shot clock is off. Nuarin the pick from Dever. He'll reject it, and he'll fade away. That's good for Victor Nuarin. And with that, the lead is cut to 3 36 to 33. Coach Drake Santos calls a Nature Spring timeout. And there's 5 seconds left on the clock for San Juan to come up with a play, but for now, we'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benitos ang Pambansang Cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Back to the action here, 5 seconds remaining. And our score 36 for San Juan, 33 for the Playmakers. 3 seconds remaining, Mina has it. Tried to hand it off to Sapasap, but that's gonna be a failed play for the Batang San Juanites. Good job for Novaliches stopping that attempt. And that's gonna be the end of our first half, 36 to 33. Only a 3-point lead for the Batang San Juanites, and if you're Novaliches, you're gonna be happy with that one. Again, the verge of defeat for the Batang San Juanites against the underdogs of our 21 and under division, the Novaliches Playmakers. We'll be back after a short break. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Kaliga, kasama natin ngayon si Assistant Coach CJ Tolentino from Batang San Juan Knights. Coach, ano pong masasabi niyo sa first half ng laro?
Siguro masasabi ko, first quarter kasi struggle kami sa so parang siyempre yung last game namin is last month pa. So nangangapa pa. So second quarter medyo nakabawi naman kami. So ang naniwala lang naman kami sa adjustment ng coaches namin. Sinunod lang namin yung adjustment namin.
Coach, meron po bang mababago or magiging adjustments natin for our second half of the game?
Siguro yung sa offense siguro yung pag-read ng defense. And so sa amin naman, nagagawa naman namin yung dapat namin gawin sa offense is yung fast break. So sa defense, siguro yung communication lang. So yun.
Coach, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Binabati ko syempre yung si Senator Jingo, yung team owner namin. And yung team manager namin, si Boss Junusman. Tapos yung lahat ng San Juaneños. Yun lang.
Once again, thank you, Coach CJ Tolentino, and stay tuned for more action after the short break.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benitos ang Pambansang Cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
And at the half, it's 36-33. A 3-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights after they outscored the Novaliches Playmakers in that second period, 22-13. And for the Novaliches Playmakers, they did outscore San Juan in that first period, 22-16, with so far Joe Golapa, the first player to score in double figures with exactly 10 points. And on the other side, it's Jetty Dever leading the charge for Novaliches with 7 points.
And for our halftime stats, it's a 3-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights, 36-33. 46% shooting for the Batang San Juan Knights, 38% for the Novaliches Playmakers. So right around their season averages. And the 3-point shooting nila, no? Not really the main strong suits of both of these teams. 3 for 16 for Novaliches, 2 out of 12 for the Batang San Juan Knights. Rebounding department, this is where it gets interesting, no? Mas dikit ngayon ang rebounding nila compared to their last matchup, 22-20. Still in favor though of the Batang San Juan Knights. Assist department 12-9, also in favor of the Batang San Juan Knights. And sa turnover department natin, both teams not really as cohesive as you would like. No, medyo nakakapapa sila seeing as this is their first game in the new year. 9 turnovers for the Batang San Juan Knights, 8 naman para sa Novaliches Playmakers.
And if you're the Playmakers, you can live with San Juan, quote-unquote, na nangangapa. Obviously, you don't want them on a roll. But of course, syempre, paunahan lang naman kung sinong makakuha ng rhythm, kung sinong makakuha ng groove. And if you're Novaliches, that's the goal for the second half.
That's right. They started off well, especially in the first quarter. But in that second quarter, they only scored 11 points. The defense of the Batang San Juan Knights really making some adjustments and keying in on the main gunners of the Playmakers. Itong si Nuarin, si Montes Claros, who played well in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, hitting back-to-back jumpers. But since then, medyo nanlamig yung kanilang mga perimeter scorers. But good thing for the Playmakers, Dever has contributed well off the bench. But they will need more, even more contributions from the rest of their team here in the second half.
And right now, to open our third period, it's going to be the San Juan Knights with the possession as Joe Golapa not wasting any time. He'll get fouled. 2 freebies coming up for the big guy.
And this is what we were talking about at the half, no? Dever might be the best matchup right now para dito kay Joe Golapa. Not really the tallest front line for the Novaliches Playmakers, but Dever might be your best shot. But he will have a tall task ahead of him here in the second half if he's going to be guarding itong si Joe.
And first one goes in for Joe. Second one goes in, 2 out of 2 for the big guy, and he makes it a 5-point lead for his squad. Meanwhile, Nuarin attacks. Nuarin, a basket and one for Victor Nuarin. A much-needed bucket for the Novaliches Playmakers, and there he is, Victor answering the call for this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted play.
Picking up where he left off, hit a baseline jumper to end the second quarter. And this time getting that and one. And you really have to try and attack the basket even against this tall Batang San Juan Knights front line. You really have to put pressure on their bigs kasi they want you to take those outside jumpers, seeing as that's not Novaliches' strong suit, only shooting 21% from the three-point line in their last matchup. Not shooting as well here today. Not really their strong suit, no? So they have to keep trying and attacking the basket kahit andyan pa sila Gulapa and the rest of the bigs of the Batang San Juan Knights.
So right now, I believe there's gonna be another technical timeout. Scoreboard not functioning properly, but on the good side, the players and the coaches a chance to regather, to recalibrate. Free timeout for them.
Oh yes, no, our scoreboard once again functioning here sa ating venue. So our officials forced to halt the action as our players get some more instructions from their coaches. And for Novaliches, this is a chance for them to try and gather themselves. This is a pivotal point in this ballgame. Third quarter is where they can try and get that lead back from the San Juan Knights.
And I think the free timeouts since a while ago favors the Playmakers more. Obviously, the Batang San Juan Knights, they are stacked first and foremost. They are the most composed team. So if you're Novaliches, you're going to want that free timeout. So right now, our players back on the court. Our scoreboard seems to be back on track. And a quick side note for the Novaliches playmakers so far. 3 players, I believe, have scored more than 5 points, namely Dever, Javier, and Nuarin. So it's just like what you said, Kyle. Actually, both teams really an evenly scoring output. Everybody chipping in contributions, everybody doing their work. And that's the reason why there's only a 2-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights, as they'll have possession. Back to the action here. Halalon brings it down for the Batang San Juan Knights. And Agbogu at the right side. This time it's a pass up. He sends it inside. And that's going to be a traveling violation called.
Good defense there from the playmakers, forcing that turnover by a pass up.
So he tried that same foot landing. Obviously, that's going to be a call, an automatic travel for our officials. In the meantime, Nuarin loses it. Sapasap in transition. Gulapa looking for the pass. Sapasap won't give it, but he'll get greatly defended by Dever. Raimundo outside dish. Nuarin the fake. Nuarin. A couple of moves. Tough shot. Not the best shot, but he'll get it back. Raimundo. Behind the back pass. What a fight to Jerry Dever.
That is the play of the day so far. And great misdirection, no? We thought that he was going to pass that ball out, but you also have to have the confidence to make a pass like that.
That's the game time bucket for Jerry Dever. We have 38 all. Meanwhile, Jericho Halalon fishes for that foul. Another chance for San Juan to take the lead. Another look at that Harvey Raimundo no-look pass behind the back to Jerry Dever.
Tinignan niya muna kung talagang wala bang bantay dito kay Dever. And as soon as he saw Dever wide open, that behind the back pass was on point.
And that's another technical timeout because of the scoreboard. We apologize for that. But certainly, I'm sure the Novaliches playmakers are happy. Coach KG Antalan, not wasting any time. Kita mo naman, tawag agad. Kuha agad ng board. Huddle agad. And for the 5 of San Juan, they're still on the court. And we'll be back after this short break. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for pound fitness, pound active. Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy. Don Benitos ang pambansang kasava. Nature Spring. Pound for pound fitness, pound active. Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy. Don Benitos ang pambansang kasava. Nature Spring. Pound for pound fitness, pound active. Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here. Officially, there's a little over 8 minutes remaining in our third period. And again, if you're the Novaliches playmakers, you'll be happy about those little free timeouts you're getting because of the technical difficulties. And you'll need those timeouts against such a stacked team like the Batang San Juan Knights. Meanwhile, Halado on first freebie won't fall. And that's going to be a challenge because of these technical timeouts. Our players losing their rhythm and groove, at least a little bit of those. Siyempre, sabi nga nila, pag natuyuan ng pawis, siyempre, panibagong warm-up na naman. But good thing for Halalo Migos, 1 out of 2. One is indeed better than none. And it's a 1-point lead for the San Juan Knights. Meanwhile, Dever for 3. In and out of the shot, could have been big. Anagbogo at the break. Halalon, he'll try for 3. Not falling for them. Gulapa gets it back. He puts one up. Still not falling. But they get it back. Stolen by Hedang. Andre Hedang in transition. He'll lay it up and in. First 2 points for Andre Hedang in this game. Gives his team a 1-point lead. Gulapa up top. Anagbogo has it at the right side. Taking their time. Talking about San Juan. Baseline drive, Halalon drops it to Gulapa. Another foul called on Nova. Another look at that drop pass. That was a good pass coming from Halalon, but Gulapa getting fouled again. Sabi nga ni Kyle, you have to do the early work. You have to deny him before he even gets the basketball. That's how you stop Joe Gulapa. First one on its way for Joe. And that goes in. Second one on its way for Gulapa. 1 out of 2 for Joe Gulapa. And with that, we'll have a tied ball game at 40. Nambi to Javier at the left side. Axel takes its time. Raimundo up top, up against Halalon. The pick from Nambi. Inside pass, Dever! What a pass again coming from Raimundo.
I like the connection between Raimundo and Dever, and that was great patience. No, nothing was really happening. Wala masyadong kumakat, but at the last second, Raimundo seeing Dever open on the baseline.
That's gonna be a foul on Joe Gulapa, offensive foul. So that's a turnover. Meanwhile, another look at that Raimundo Dever connection again. Raimundo, Nuwarin. This time it's Javier for 3. Not falling, but they get it back. But Halalon getting it for his squad. This time it's Gulapa. He'll attack, drops it. Datario completes the play for the Knights.
Both teams going bucket for bucket here in the third quarter. For Novaliches, all you can ask for is that they keep things close. Para pagdating ng fourth quarter, no, you never know, baka makasilat pa sila.
Meanwhile, Axel Rosavier to Dever. No foul call. Dever stops, sends it inside. That was a great find to John Nambi.
That's right. Nang sikip nung pasa na yun, no? It could have been a dangerous pass for Dever. It could have easily been a turnover here amongst the white shirts. But he found Nambi. And kanina, si Dever yung recipient ng magandang pasa from one of his teammates. And it was Raimundo, but this time finding Nambi cutting at the right time.
And now we'll turn it over to Nicole Lim for a report.
During the halftime break, Coach KG Antalan of Novaliches squad said that wala silang ibang focus kundi ang defense at bantayan nga ang kabilang kapunan, especially key player Joe Gulapa. Dagdag pa ni Coach, gawin daw na motivation ang challenge na ipinapakita sa kanila ng San Juan. Cholo and Kyle?
Thank you very much, Nicole, for that report. And indeed, challenge is an understatement when you go up against a team like the Batang San Juan Knights. But this time, Axel Rosavier rising up to that said challenge.
And that's right, no, as what Nicole reported. San Juan is a very different team with Gulapa on the floor. No? They are that much shorter, but when he's sitting on the bench, and even though he's not really the flashiest player, he keeps things simple. But yung impact niya sa laro cannot be stated enough, as he's always had pretty much a double-double in most of the games that he's played in. And also, to piggyback on what Nicole said sa halftime report niya kanina, ito sa assistant coach ng Batang San Juan as Coach CJ, nangangapa rin sila. Kasi yung last game nila was last year pa, and that was before the Christmas break. So this is a prime opportunity for Novaliches to take advantage of yung medyo kinakalawang ng konti. Sa lagay na to, kinakalawang pa itong Batang San Juan Knights.
3-point lead now coming from Novaliches. And they retrieve it after an almost turnover. Dever has it. He'll try for 3. Bang!
If I'm not mistaken, that's his second three-pointer already of this ball game, and he really needs to be consistent with that outside shot, not to try and force Gulapa and the rest of the bigs of Batang San Juan outside of the paint.
6-point lead now for San Juan. Rather for Novaliches, make it 8-point lead, courtesy of Axel Javier. And with that, Coach Drake Santos forced to call a nature spraying timeout as he'll try to regather his squad. Another look at that great defensive sequence. This time it's Javier, defense to offense. He has been carrying Novaliches on his back. And hopefully a Game 1 win will go to them. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benitos ang Pambansang Cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here. Again, it's an 8-point gap being earned by the Novaliches playmakers. San Juan a chance to respond. Mina for 3, still not falling for Zairos. In transition, Victor Nuarin and company will take their time. Raimundo, or rather that's Nambi. Then this is Raimundo. Nuarin. Jetty Dever for 3. That is short. Gulapa with the rebound.
Raimundo trying to take the ball away from Gulapa.
Meanwhile, Eligado not wasting any time, stopping the bleeding for San Juan.
And Eligado has been a perfect complement so far in this game for Gulapa. No? You'd think na ma-stop mo lang si Gulapa inside, okay ka na. But you also have Eligado to worry about.
And they are two players that like to play inside. So indeed, that's a problem. Meanwhile, in transition, Halalon has it. Drops it. Mina overcooks it. Jamir Eligado cleans up his teammates' mess.
Back-to-back baskets for Eligado. You have to sprint back on defense. Sayang yung aim-point lead ng Novaliches, already down to 4, just like that.
Nuarin taking his time. Dever prepared to give the pick. Nuarin will rise up for 3. Bang!
Victor Nuarin coming back to life. He had a bad shooting performance in the second quarter, but right now finding his groove once again. Itong si Victor Nuarin.
Victor Nuarin answering the call. We'll take another look at that one. Sidestep 3-point bomb released by Victor Nuarin.
And if you're the coach, no, you have to be happy with that. That's a rhythm shot para kay Victor Nuarin. And he needs to do more of those and try to widen this gap.
Meanwhile, Gulapa at the line. First one is good. Second one on its way for Joe Gulapa. So far has 14 points to his name. Actually, him and Jetty Dever have 14 points. And Nuarin has 11. Same with Axel Rosavier. Second one is a miss for Joe Gulapa as the San Juanites trailing by 6 points.
For the most part, Joe Gulapa has gone 50% from the field every time he takes those free throws. So if you're Novaliches, no, that's something that you can keep in mind, especially later in crunch time. No, if there's one player that you would like to put at the free throw line, no, that could be Joe Gulapa.
Meanwhile, Victor Nuarin turning the ball over carelessly. That was intended for Axel Rosavier at their left corner. Nevertheless, San Juan with a chance. Halalon to Guarino. Back to Halalon at the left side. Inside, outside again. Halalon attacks. Try to drop it. Sapasap recovers. Shot clock at 5. Sapasap drops it. Stolen right here by Nuarin. And in transition, it's Axel Rosavier.
It's been Nuarin and Javier who have been the catalysts this game for the playmakers.
2 minutes remaining in our chapter 3. Eligado outside. Sapasap attacks. Sapasap trying to penetrate. Finds Gulapa inside. A basket and one for Joe Gulapa.
When in doubt, just give the ball to Joe down in the paint and he'll find a way for that pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move. Keeping things simple, keeping that ball high. Didn't even need to take a dribble, Joe Gulapa.
16 points for Joe Gulapa along with 7 rebounds. And a chance to make it 18, or 17 rather for him. And he does. And more importantly, the lead is trimmed down to 5 for Novaliches. Javier against Sapasap. Nowhere to go. He's at the right corner. Outside dish to Nambi. Celis inside, outside again. Nuarin for 3. Won't fall. Rebound by Joe. Sapasap in transition. San Juan. Gulapa the spin. Drops it to Sapasap. 2 more points for the Batang San Juanites. And slowly but surely, San Juan finding their way back. Only a 3-point deficit. Javier trying to find an open teammate. Nambi with a ghost screen. Javier almost lost it. Shot clock at 5. Marte provides the pick. Step back. Javier. That is short. Rebound by Eligado.
Yeah, with only Axel who was touching the ball in that possession. You want more ball movement from the playmakers.
He's touching it again. Novarin. Great dish coming from Axel Rosavier for 2 points.
Immediately making up for that last play. Axel Rosavier getting that steal and finding his partner in crime, Novarin.
Meanwhile, basket and one for Jamir Eligado as the Batang San Juanites caught Novaliches sleeping on defense, as we'll take another look on that pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
And earlier it was Sapasap who was the recipient of a pass from Culapa. This time Sapasap finding Eligado. So the interior passing of the Batang San Juanites doing the damage here as we end the third quarter for the Novaliches playmakers. You have to be aware that San Juan isn't the best three-point shooting team here sa ating 21 and under division. Although they are well and capable enough to hit those outside jumpers, mas gugustuhin mo nang tumira sila sa labas kaysa mabibigyan sila ng easy baskets like the ones they've been having in the past few possessions.
Meanwhile, Javier not that time. Halalon in transition. Eligado inside Macaranas. He'll complete the fast break play for San Juan. 7 seconds remaining. Sally's getting fouled on his way to the iron. So that's going to be the last foul to give for San Juan. Great decision making coming from Sapasap. And just like that, we have another tied game at 57. 5 seconds remaining. But a Nature Spring timeout will be called by Coach KG Antalan as they'll try to write up a play, the best play possible for the next 5 seconds, for the last 5 seconds of our third period. And it'll be important than ever since we are tied at 57 and a lead before the fourth will be crucial. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Five seconds remaining. Both teams no more fouls to give. Possession on the side of Novaliches. Nuwarin will trigger the inbound. Sally's looking to receive it. Javier, Nuwarin again. Not that time. And that's gonna be it for our first 3 chapters. We have a deadlock at 57. What a game it has been. And you'd expect nothing less from a South Division semifinals game 1. Again, the Batang San Juanites so far undefeated for the whole tournament. But again, we cannot discredit how the Novaliches playmakers, how good they have been playing. And will we see the Davids beat the Goliaths? That's going to be a question we'll answer in the fourth period. We'll be back for more. Back to the action here for the start of our fourth and final period. Again, we have a deadlock at 57. And what a game it has been for Joe Gulapa with 17 points and 9 rebounds, close to a double-double. But to open our fourth period, it's Axel Javier scoring. So far, it's 15 points for him.
Oh no, Javier and Nuwarin have been alternating baskets dito para sa Novaliches playmakers.
Meanwhile, Eligado, his pass was intercepted as possession will stay with San Juan. 10 seconds to shoot for San Juan. Eligado, baseline drive. He'll rise up. And that's good for 2 points. So far, it's 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 times for Jamir Eligado.
Complete ball game, and quietly, no, producing those numbers, going under the radar. Of course, most of the attention going to Golapa and itong sila sa pass-up, but Eligado really can't express enough how important he's been for this team.
Meanwhile, Colby Celis, 2 points on that mid-range J. I believe that's his first bucket of the game. Meanwhile, great fight from Eligado to the cutting Louis Datario. Another tied game at 61. Both teams going back and forth in our fourth and final period. Nowarin looking to create some space. He'll lose it. Macarana's great defense. Eligado up against Dever. He'll attack. Basket and one for Jamir Eligado. Muscling his way inside in transition to the iron. What a way. Let's see another look at this pound-for-pound fitness foul. Counted move.
That's the second or third time already in this game that Eligado has gone coast to coast to finish the break himself. And what a luxury for the San Juan Knights to have a big like him being able to have that ability to put that ball on the floor.
And with that 3-point lead being earned by Eligado and company, 64-61. Novaliches, what do they have in mind? Javier to the middle. And Nambi against Macaranas. He fades away. That's good for John Nambi. Lead is at 1 for the Batang San Juan Knights. Guarino to the left side. Back to Guarino. This time it's Sapasap. Eligado provides the pick. Sapasap rejects it. Eligado. That's good from deep.
Well, to start this fourth quarter, everything has been falling para dito kay Eligado, and if the San Juan Knights go on to win this game, they have to thank him for swinging the momentum back in their favor in this pivotal fourth quarter.
Meanwhile, not that time. They get it back. Eligado, almost an and one again. But for Novaliches, you'll be thankful that did not go in.
And he has been everywhere here in this fourth quarter. Speaking of Eligado, finishing the break, getting offensive rebounds, doing all the little things as well, hitting a three-pointer in that last possession. He's been all over the floor.
2 freebies coming up for him. So far, he has 18 points already in this game. As first freebie short for him. He also has 7 rebounds and 4 dimes. The most points so far in this game, followed by Joe Gulapa, of course, with 17, and then Axel Javier with 15. 1 out of 2 for Eligado. 5-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights. Javier up against Mina. Inside Raimundo, drops it to Nambi. Being swarmed by defenders, it doesn't matter. He'll get the bucket anyway.
Not the biggest player, itong si Nambi, but he really knows how to maneuver inside the paint.
Meanwhile, Louis Datario cleans up his teammates' mess. Quick to answer back with his own version of a 2-pointer. As we have 3 minutes passing by in our final chapter. Nowarin to Nambi. Double teamed. Javier gets it. He'll fire for 3. Bang!
Still not done. Itong si Javier, and if this game goes the way of the playmakers, he could end up being our player of the game. He has been tremendous on the offensive end of the floor here.
18 big points for Axel Javier. Meanwhile, Victor Nowarin. Not that time. Raimundo gets it back. Still not falling for them. Out of bounds. Possession goes back to San Juan.
Javier could have gotten that offensive rebound, but humarang itong si Nowarin upon going out of bounds after taking that layup. It's only a 2-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights.
And if you've watched the rest of this game, you know no lead is safe. Mina, he has been missing his shots all day. Halalon attacks. He puts one up. One-hander won't fall, but the putback tip-in is good from Louis Datario.
Even the guards of the Batang San Juan Knights helping out in the rebounding department. So even though Gulapa and the rest of the bigs, no, like Sapasap, are on the floor for the San Juan Knights, you have to put a body on even their point guards.
Dever, great fake. Mid-range J won't fall for Jetty, but they get it back. Nambi had the offensive board, and he'll draw a foul against Jericho Halalon.
Halalon trying to sell the call there, but it was an obvious foul on him.
So far it's a 4-point lead for the Batang San Juan Knights. And a chance for Novaliches to trim it. Noarin, Dever, he'll try for a 3. Almost said bang that time. Nevertheless, 3 freebies coming up for Jetty Dever.
Sapasap couldn't believe that he got called for that foul, but he got a little too close for comfort there. You have to allow the player, the offensive player, especially a jump shooter, the proper amount of space, not just to land, no, but syempre upon that follow through. You can't be too close. You get the benefit of the doubt and the benefit of the call. This time, Dever already hit 2 3-pointers earlier, so you have to respect his outside shot.
First one was no good. 2 left for him. Second one does not go in. And again, the playmakers, third in free throw percentage as a team, close to 68%, but Jetty Dever misses all 3.
And those were crucial misses, no? Granted, there's still 5 minutes remaining in this game, but free throws can make or break the ball game. This time, Dever missing all 3.
And you know, again, tama ka. Even though there's 5 minutes remaining, ramdam mo yung pressure. Of course, ramdam mo yung importance ng shots na yun.
Oh, no. Instead of being a 1-point game, it remains to be a 4-point game with Gulapa having a chance to even extend this lead even further. And of course, as time dwindles down, kahit 4 points lang yan, minsan parang mas malaki yung kalamangan if your time is not on your side.
And right now, it's a 5-point lead. First one is good for Joe Gulapa.
And of course, aside from open layups, no, what are the easier shots in basketball? Syempre, mga free throws na yan. So for Dever and the rest of the playmakers, they have to focus on making their free throws. It's all a matter of concentration na lang at this point, especially pag pagod ka na.
There's only 5 points if you're Novaliches. There's nothing to panic about. Javier, a tough shot, not that time. Great defense coming from Halalon.
Now the shots of the playmakers falling a bit short here.
Sapasap in traffic, able to get that one off the window.
Once he gets that running start, mahirap na pigilan itong si Sapasap.
This time, Noarin, they're down by 7. Noarin, almost is not enough for him. San Juan on a roll. Drops it to Eligado. Not that time. Nambi, forward pass, that was risky. Noarin rushed that shot. Possession will stay with Novaliches. And we can see pressure starting to build up on the side of Novaliches. And that is the reason why they'll call a Nature Spring timeout, as we saw that EJ Sapasap attack in traffic. Again, it's 75 to 68, an 8-point gap. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here, 17 to shoot for Novaliches. Raimundo triggers the inbound. Javier receives it. He's up against Louis Datario. Back to Raimundo. He'll attack. Almost lost it. Retrieved by Javier. Axel Javier fades away. Not that time. And a rebound by Jameer. In transition. Sapasap in traffic again. Feeling it inside the paint is EJ Sapasap.
Switching to his left. And if you want to try and stop a player like Sapasap, hindi mo siya pwedeng pabuiluhin. Dapat as soon as he crosses the half court or even the three-point line, meron nang nakadikit sa kanya. And to try to limit yung pagbuelo niya towards the basket.
Meanwhile, that's a big shot coming from John Nambi. And that trims the lead to 6 points.
What a time for him to hit that three-pointer with 3 minutes and some change left here in this ball game. Still a chance to pull off an upset for the playmakers.
6 points. The past 6 points being scored by only one guy for San Juan. That's EJ Sapasap.
No, nag-aagawan ng player of the game honors itong si Sapasap, Eligado, and Gulapa para sa Batang San Juan. But first, they have to focus on winning this game.
Meanwhile, no one is there. Datario will scoop it up and in with no defender in sight. And if you're Novaliches, that's gonna hurt. They're down by double digits with less than 3 minutes remaining. As we'll take another look again, Datario not giving Gulapa a chance to slam it home. Nevertheless, that's 2 points and a double-digit lead again for San Juan. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Back to the action here. Again, it's a 10-point lead for San Juan. 6 of the past 8 points scored by EJ Sapasap. The rest was scored by Louis Datario. Meanwhile, a little bit of pressure for Novaliches as they're down by double digits. Zephyr in and out. They needed that shot.
There's still a lot of time for the playmakers to try and mount a comeback. This might be their last shot of erasing this, well, I was going to say 10-point deficit, but now it's up to 13. The playmakers have to be patient and still execute their offense. They can't force three-pointers and try to shoot their way back into this ball game.
9 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists for Jericho Halalon. More importantly, a 13-point lead for the Batang San Juanites. As we'll take another look, no one was there to pick him up, and if you're Novaliches, that's a rookie mistake. You cannot leave players like Jericho Halalon alone from beyond the arc. Nuwarin first freebie is good, but they're still down by 12. And even if he makes the second one, they'll be down by 11. That's still gonna be a big deficit to try to erase.
Whether the playmakers complete a comeback here in this first game or not, this is a much better showing from them compared to that blowout loss they suffered back in December 8 against the same Batang San Juan Knights team.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Novaliches will still try to do their best to fight as Nambi chokes on that shot. Nuwarin gets it back. He'll attack. Sends it inside. Nambi still unable to redeem himself.
2 blown layups there from Nambi. Could have cut this lead down to single digits, but maybe just one more basket here for the Batang San Juan Knights will seal the victory sa ating first game in this division finals matchup.
Meanwhile, Gulapa not that time. 2 shots, not enough for him. Over a minute remaining. Let's see how Novaliches will handle this. Nuwarin, step back. Try to send it to Zephyr. And that's a turnover. Nuwarin not happy, far from happy actually, with that play.
And, well, I don't believe in moral victories, whatever's on the scoreboard, yun lang ang importante. But the Novaliches playmakers still have to be slightly proud of their performance here today. Much better nga compared to that first game last month rather, when they played against the Batang San Juan Knights. But they have to try and extend the series in Game 2, as we're only awaiting the final score here.
And indeed, moral victories are a good thing, but not a solid, concrete thing like solid wins, like legit wins. And again, I know we don't believe, actually me as well, I don't believe in moral victories, but I think we could make a slight exception for the playmakers. Again, you're up against a team mostly composed of UAAP and NCAA players, and you still had a chance to beat them. We were very close, you even had the lead, as Joe Gulapa puts the icing on the cake with a slam. And I think that will do it. 88-79. Not yet our final score, but safe to say the Batang San Juan Knights getting this game one, dictating the tempo for this series. And there you have it. Our final score, 88-82, only a 6-point loss for Novaliches against the San Juan Knights. And for the Batang San Juan Knights, they remain undefeated in this whole junior MPBL D-League tournament. Not a loss, not a single loss for every game they've played so far. But still, we still have Game 2, so that's going to be something to look forward to. Will the Davids finally defeat the Goliaths, or will the Goliaths remain undefeated in our junior MPBL D-League? Again, that is our final score. Again, 88-82. The Batang San Juan Knights winning this game one of the division semifinals. And once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Kyle Sanchez, and Nicole at the sidelines. We'll see you at the press conference, but for now, we'll be saying goodbye. And once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL D-League.
Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan ito. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,